Naomi's Road, Chapter 4. Naomi doesn't understand why Mama is taking so long to come home. She'll be back when she can, Daddy says. So, do you guys remember where Mama had went to and what she was doing there? Stefan is getting grumpier and grumpier. But when is that, Daddy? He asks. I don't know exactly, Daddy says. You don't know, I don't know, we don't know, they don't know, Stefan says. Nobody knows anything. Stefan stomps into the music room and plays loud, angry music on the piano. The questions make everyone unhappy. After a while, Naomi stops asking. She becomes more and more quiet. There is a strange, new unkindness in the street. One day, a big woman wearing a wide hat walks by on the street and says hello to Naomi. Naomi doesn't reply. What's the matter? The woman says crossly, looking down at Naomi. Cat got your tongue? Naomi is startled because no adult has ever been cross with her before. At night, Naomi sleeps with her Japanese doll and whispers to her. She wishes and wishes her doll could talk like her picture book doll that came to life. Do you know where Mama is? Naomi asks the doll, but the doll never speaks. Naomi pretends that the doll has a teeny tiny voice that only Naomi can hear. When Naomi holds the doll up to Daddy's ear to whisper, Daddy smiles, but he says he can't hear her. What's she saying, button face? Daddy asks. She's asking when Mommy's coming home, Naomi tells him. Oh, says Daddy. Then he stares and stares at the ceiling. She can't come till the war is over, he says quietly. We're at war with Japan. What's war? Naomi asks. Daddy tells her that war is the worst and saddest thing in the world. People get hurt and learn to be afraid. It's like the time the burning match made the fire in Naomi's room. War is more dangerous even than that, Daddy says. It turns friends into enemies. In Canada, some people think that Japanese Canadians are the enemy. So, because in World War II, Canada was at war with Japan, there were Japanese Canadians living in Canada, obviously, and so they started to get treated pretty unfairly at this time. But we aren't, Daddy says. One afternoon, Stefan comes running home from his music lesson. His glasses are broken. There are black, wet crying marks on his face. Obi-san is hanging clothes on the line when she sees him. She takes a clothespin out of her mouth and bends down to look at Stefan. Obi-san's voice is Yashi, like Mama's. What happened? She asks. Stefan doesn't answer. Obi-san takes his broken glasses and they go into the kitchen. She wipes his face. What happened? Naomi whispers. You know, Naomi, he says angrily. You know there's a war. Oh, she says, wishing to show she understands, but she does not. Stefan goes to school at the David Lloyd George School. Air raid drills happen these days. A long alarm sounds. Eee! The children stand right away and quickly go out of the classroom in lines. Outside, they scatter, lying flat on the ground, crouching by hedges or in ditches to hide from bombs. Be still, the teacher tells the children, so the enemy won't see you. A girl with long ringlets who crouches close to Stefan says to him, all the Jap kids are going to be sent away and they're bad and you're a Jap. And so Stefan tells Naomi, is she? Are we? Naomi asks Daddy. No, Daddy says, we're Canadians. It's a riddle, Stefan says. We're both the enemy and not the enemy. Why? Naomi asks. Because, Stefan says crossly. Then he picks up his violin. He looks as if he's going to cry. Naomi takes her doll and goes down to Daddy's study. She knows Stefan doesn't like her to see him cry. Naomi hides under Daddy's cot. She holds her doll tightly. Don't cry, Dolly, Naomi says. The doll is crying because Stefan is crying. There's a war. That's why Stefan got hurt. The doll jumps up and down angrily on the floor. War is stupid, the doll shouts in Naomi's voice, but she can't say the words very well. Toop it, she says. The doll is so angry she breaks her pointer finger. Then she cries and cries because she is hurt and wants Mama to come home and fix her. After a while, the doll lies down on her back and stares up at the bottom of the bed. All over the mattress there are white cotton tufts like bunny tails. I wish Mama was here, the doll says. Then we would be safe as bunnies. Go to sleep, Dolly, Naomi says. I'll take care of you. Later that night, Naomi wakes up frightened. The night light in the hall is out. The street lights are out. Such darkness. This is what Stefan calls a blackout. The whole city is hiding. If an enemy in an airplane would see any lights below, he might drop a bomb. The bomb would make a huge fire and burn the house. Naomi is so afraid she can hardly move. She wants to find Daddy. He's playing the piano quietly. She feels her way in the darkness till she finds him. Couldn't you sleep, little one? He asks. Naomi climbs into his lap and hugs him tight. He sings the daffodilly song, and then he sings, The mountain and the squirrel have a quarrel, a funny song Stefan learned at school. Daddy is trying to make Naomi laugh, but she doesn't feel like laughing now that the whole world is dark. She understands later what it is about. The darkness is everywhere, in the day as well as the night, in the streetcars, the stores, on the sidewalks. It covers the whole city when all the lights are turned out. It's the sound of airplanes. It comes out of the mouth of strangers and even the children who shout, "Jap, Jap, dirty Jap." And that is the end of chapter 4.